Okay, so this analog stick has three different things here. This boundary, so the boundary is so that when you're touching like way over here, you're not actually moving the analog stick at all. It's got this small one. This is obviously just the part that's going to be moving. And then this invisible one is so when you let go of the analog stick, it'll return back to this position right here. So these are both the same thing, just this one's going to be invisible so that the other one, when you let go, the actual analog stick will just snap back to its original position. So in the script, we've got four things here. Boolean to see if we're moving or not, array, and a direction and a hit. So here's I'm not going to retype it all, but here's what it is. So this is if you're touching. So if you press down on the screen, it'll call this. And this is in the update function. So if you're touching the screen, it'll call this. And then the array is going to equal where you touch it. Camera.main.screen point, screen to world point, mouse position, input.mouse. Okay, so hit is going to equal whatever you're hitting. So this is, or wherever I should say, wherever you're hitting. So this is pretty much copy pasta right here. If hit.collider does not equal null, so if you hit something, check what the name is. So if the name equals boundary, then you want to start moving, so set move to true. If move equals true, then you're gonna, I made a function called move player. And then also, so this is actually, I should have named this rotate player actually, because this is just rotating it. This one is the one that's actually going to be moving it. So player.transform.translate, it's going to move upward. It moves upward. This is rotating it. This one's moving it upward. So move player, what's inside of move player? Let me scroll down here. Alright, move player. We're going to check again. This isn't get mouse button down, this is just get mouse button. So after you press down, here's the order that it goes in. Let me show you. It calls this. When you press down, it calls this. When your finger stays down, it's going to call this. So this is as if you're still touching the screen and haven't let up yet. When you lift your finger up, it's going to call get mouse button up, I mean. So it goes down, get button, and then it goes up. Okay, so you've got array. It's the same array. Still calling the same array, I should say. It's just figuring out where your button is after you already pressed on the screen. So when you're moving your finger, the array is going to move to wherever your finger is. Variable allowed position equals array minus the transform. So the difference between where your finger is and where the analog stick is. Allowed position equals vector 3. You're going to clamp the magnitude, and this number can be changed depending on how big your analog stick is. How far do you want to let your analog stick move? Because you want to keep it within the boundary somewhat. 2 seem to fit nice for mine. Analog stick. So you're going to move from the original position, which I just called it fake analog stick. It's that one that's invisible. So you're going to move the analog stick. You're going to have to call these in the top also. I forgot. These are objects. Analog stick, fake analog stick, and I think that's all. So call these at the top. Game object, analog stick. Just make them public, and then you can slide them in. And so you're going to move the position from the original position to the allowed position in the direction. It's the difference between the analog stick and the where your finger is on the X, and the difference between them on the Y. Then just make your analog stick face the direction, and also make the player face the direction. So the up is going to equal direction. And then move is going to equal false, and the analog stick is going to be moved back to the original position. And like I said, this is called in the update. Right there, move player, if move is true. And also, there's the fake analog stick, there's the analog stick, and that's all for the script. Back in the game, I think I have it on the player. Where's the script? Oh, here it is. I've got the boundary, invisible. You don't actually need the boundary, I guess. That's something else. Oh, okay, yeah. This is, yeah, you shouldn't need this. The invisible one, the actual analog stick, and okay. There it is. Any questions? Feel free to ask, I guess.